Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else can do what you do. That's why I'm spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand? Your love is no one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give.
Good morning, guys. It's actually the next day. First off, I played myself thinking that I was gonna finish my hair yesterday, and I started halfway throughout the day, but it's the next day, and I think I only have, when I counted, 21 braids left, I believe. I don't know. I'm just ready for this to be done so I could dip my hair. I don't know if I'm in love with the braids. Like, I definitely could have done better, but it is what it is. I'm able to put my hair in a protective style. I won't have to do my hair for a few weeks, so I'm happy with that altogether. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I can't remember where I left off showing you all, but I'm gonna show you all in the front how I braided my hair. Let's take out a braid. Yep, I'll do this one first. So the first thing that I do, since I already sectioned and parted off my hair, is I'm gonna undo this braid. Once that is done, I then take my Shine Jam, this right here, my Shine and Jam. I take a little of that and I apply it to the root of my hair. And I just smooth that. And the reason I do this is it helps me to grip my hair a little better. So we do that. And I don't worry too much about my edges. Actually, I'm gonna take a little out just because I don't want it to be too much tension on my hairline. We want to keep our edges, ladies. We want to keep the edges that we have. And then I go ahead and I just comb this out. Like so. So I'm gonna separate my hair into 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna actually take some more Shine and Jam. And that's the thing, if you don't have enough Shine and Jam, you can always add some more if you don't feel like you're able to grip your hair well. So we're breaking the pieces off. 1, 2, 3. So these are my pieces. 1, 2, and 3. So I take the pieces and I first go with my left hand and I put the piece that's in my right hand into my left hand between my thumb and my pointer finger. I take a piece of braiding hair and I put that between my thumb and my pointer finger as well. And I braid. And then I take another piece. I put it between my thumb and my pointer on my right hand. And I braid. And you repeat. So you take a piece, you put it between your thumb and your pointer, and you braid. That's the third piece. I'm gonna take another piece which is a little smaller. If it'll focus. A little smaller. And I put that between my thumb and my pointer in my right hand. And I braid. And I'm gonna continue to do this until I get the thickness of the braid that I want. So this is, I believe, the 5th piece. I take it and I put it between my thumb and my pointer. And this is the 6th piece of hair. So I take that and put it in between my thumb and my pointer. And then I'm going to braid down. I'm not going to add any more hair. I'm going to braid down. And I'm going to switch my hands because it's not comfortable to braid that way. So now I'm just going to take the knot out. And that'll happen. It's easy to just take your time because you don't want to knot up the hair and mess up the hair. But it's going to happen. So this is what the braid looks like. And I'm going to actually add more hair because it's not as thick as I want it to be. I'm going to kind of look at this side to reference. And then some in the back to just see like, okay, I need to add more hair. And I'm gonna add more hair just because, again, it's not as thick as I want it to be. So I add hair right here. Right here. So it basically falls on top of my middle finger. Yes, so one goes between my thumb. It goes on top of, and I kind of loop it on top of my middle finger. So when I braid, I fed the hair under. And I think that's good for the thickness. So I'm gonna just braid down. And let me finish this braid. I'm gonna do another one for you all, actually, just so you could really see what it is that I'm doing. And then I just braid. I continue to braid all the way down. You also could take some of the Shine and Jam and apply it to your actual braid. This just helps for your natural hair to kind of blend in with that braiding hair. And also it helps to grip your natural hair a little better so you can, again, blend it into your braiding hair. I'm not sure if you all could see like how that happened, but that's okay. I don't really mind. That's just because I didn't take that Shine and Jam and really smooth it onto my natural hair for it to blend, so it's gonna stick out, but that's okay. And so I'm just gonna continue to braid all the way down. And the reason I love knotless braids like this is because they're not super tight on my hair. Like, I am very tender-headed, and so I don't like when braids are super tight and uncomfortable. It's just, it's not the move for me. At the end of the braid, I add a knot so that the hair does not unravel. This section right here that I'm pulling out, I'm gonna show you all 2 different ways that I did my knotless braids. So first things first is I unravel my hair and I prep the hair for the braid. It's already parted off for me, as you can see. So the first thing I do is take that Shine and Jam, and I don't take a lot, about this much, and I apply that to the base or the root of the section. And I smooth that out. I then take my comb and detangle the hair. And this is what I do for each section, because we don't want the hair to be knotted. We want it to be detangled so that it's easier to braid. The way I braid the back of my hair is I separate the hair into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. So I take my hair and I'm gonna start grabbing with my right hand. So right, left, right, and then I stop right here. And you see how one piece of hair is on top of the pointer finger and another piece is between? I'm going to stop, let go, take my left hand and grab a piece of braiding hair. And I'm gonna put that So one piece of hair falls on top of my pointer finger and the other piece falls between my braiding hair. And I'm gonna braid. And then I'm gonna stop again and I'm gonna add another piece of hair. The same way, on top of the pointer finger and between the pointer and thumb finger. Like that. And I'm gonna braid. Only adding on one side of my hair. And I do that again. And I add hair. And I braid. Again, only adding on one side of the hair. And I do this and grab 6 pieces of hair. So that's the 3rd piece. This is the 4th piece. This is the 5th piece. And this is the 6th piece. Right here. So again, taking the hair between the thumb and pointer finger, one on top of the index finger and the other between the index and thumb. And we're gonna braid. And you're gonna braid down enough so that you could switch. So then I switch my hands so it's a little more comfortable and I braid down. But as you all can see from this type of braid, it's very thin on the root compared to this one. So this is only how I braid in the back of my hair because the back of my hair is thicker than the front. My hair is thick all over, but the front for these side sections are just a little too thin for me to braid in this type of way. So with this braid, I just braid all the way down, adding hair in between, and I'll show you how I do that. But this is how I braid for the back of my hair, and it doesn't look thin like this as, let's see. As you can see, it's not super thin like this piece is right here. So what I do, I'm gonna actually take this braid out to show you what I do when I braid the front portion of my hair. In the front portion of my hair, I do this for maybe the first 2 or 3 rows in the front of my hair. The back is fine. I braid the way I just showed you. Okay, so for the front of my hair, which I'm gonna use the same section to show you all. Again, I prep my hair the same way, and I'm just applying a little more jam just because this jam, I love that it allows for that grip, but then eventually it kind of just turns into grease. So the grip kind of goes away, which I like a lot because I don't want my hair to be all stiff. So for the front of my hair, I take the 3 sections like I did before. So we separate the hair into 3 sections. 1 section, 2, and 3. And for this, instead of adding only on one side, I add on each side when I alternate my hands. So I take the hair, add it to 3 sections, and I grab my hair, I stop, and I add. I feed the hair the same way, between the pointer finger and the thumb finger, and I braid. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Between the pointer finger and thumb finger, I'm gonna take that hair and add. I then do the same again on each side that I alternate my hands. So between the pointer and thumb, I add the hair and I braid. And I'm gonna do this about 6 times, the same amount of times before. So I take it and I add. This should be 5. So I take the hair between the pointer and thumb and I add. And last time, 6, I take it between the pointer and thumb and I add. And now I'm gonna braid down some, because we don't want the root to be really bulky. And I'm gonna switch my hand just so you all can see a little better and it's more comfortable to me. I'm braiding. We're gonna take this little knot out, and don't freak out. Take your time when taking the knot out of the end of your hair. So now that we have the braid, and you see how the root isn't super thin, it looks a little more natural now. I'm going to add more hair just because it's not the thickness that I want it to be. I'm gonna add only one more piece of hair. And this is the thickness that I want, so I'm not gonna add any more hair to this braid. But what I will do is continue to add that shine and jam every so often, because I don't want my hair to stick out of the braid. And that just helps for it to blend and also for you to grip the hair a little better. So I'm gonna continue braiding my hair, and probably the last two I will come back and show you again how I achieve the braid. So I just braid all the way down, and I'll show you all also how I knot the ends of my hair. So I'll be back when a little more of my hair is braided, and probably the last two I'll show you all again how I braid my hair. So don't worry if you didn't get it. I'll show you two more times, and then also show you how I finish my braids at the end. So I will be back, guys. Y'all, I am finally down to the last two braids. Yes, I'm so happy because I'm tired of doing my hair. Like, this is too much. But I am gonna show y'all on these last two a closer up of how I actually braid up my hair. So on the first one, I'm gonna show you, because this one is thicker, I will be showing you how I braided up the back of my hair again. And then on this one, I'll do again how I braid up the front of my hair. So we're gonna move this one just out the way. So first, I detangle the section that I'm working on, and I take my comb and just first detangle that out. I then take my shine and jam and apply it to the roots of the section I'm working on. Again, this just helps with better grip. I then take the comb and comb that section again. I split the hair into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. And I braid. So in the back, how I did it was I grabbed 1, 2, 3. Then I would take some hair and add it to the section. So as you can see, I would just add the hair, putting one on top of my index finger and the other between my index and thumb. And I will braid, and I will only add to one side of the hair. So we'll do that again. Adding again only to one side, and putting the hair between my index finger and thumb. So between and braid. And I did this until I got the thickness that I wanted. So we'll take the hair and add it between, and then braid. And we're gonna continue. Taking the hair, adding it between, and braid, and then continue until it got to the desired thickness. So for this one, I'm gonna add one more. Add the hair between the fingertips. So between and braid. Then I move my hands around and I continue to braid. So once I get this is the thickness that I want the braid to be. I want it to be just a tad bit thicker. I'm gonna turn my hand around just so you all can see. I added here and here. So the last two closer to my right hand, and I braid. It's really hard to explain, but I'm gonna try to zoom in so you all can see a better example of it. The feeding the hair at the bottom is really just like feeling to see where you need the hair to be added. Mainly, I only add hair for thickness or to add length to the braid. That's the only times I add hair. What I'm doing here is just adding some of the Shine and Jam to my natural hair in the braid for grip and for my natural hair to be blended. Then I take my comb, like you saw me do, and just comb that through so it blends more seamlessly, so you can't detect where my natural hair is in the braid. So since this braid actually was a good thickness, I'm not gonna redo it. On this one, I'll show you how I braid the front of my hair because this one is a little thinner than this. But what I'm doing now is just braiding all the way to the ends of my hair. And I also add a knot to the end of the hair. Now I'm going to knot the end of my hair. So what I do is I take this piece right here and I wrap it around and knot it. And then just slide my hand down to lock in the knot. And that's how I knot the end of my hair. We have one more braid left, and I'm gonna show you all how I braid the front of my hair. First, again, I unraveled each piece. I then took my comb. I detangle each section by combing through. I then take some Shine and Jam and apply it to the roots of the section I'm working on. And for the very front, I pull out my edges. So that's what you're gonna see me do in a second after I smooth this out and comb this through. I'm actually going to pull out my edges because I don't want to braid that up. I'm so over being sober, yeah, all I know. I just need a night with you. Drinking from your bottle, baby, calling it wasted love, wasted love. I'm gonna take these sections and break them off into 3 pieces. And I'm gonna start braiding and adding hair. Instead of just on one side, I'll be adding hair on both sides. So I take the hair in between my index and thumb and above my pointer finger. And we're going to continue to keep doing that. So, braid. Next section. And braid. And keep adding hair until you reach the desired length. Between and braid. Between and braid. And I'm gonna add one more on my left side, between and braid. And I'm just gonna braid down some so I can see the thickness of the braid. I'm gonna actually just adjust, oops. I'm gonna adjust my hands so that I am more comfortable and I can braid. So for this braid, clearly I need it to be thicker. So what I'm gonna do is take more hair. These two strands will be the last two strands on this side. So if you all can see, the last two strands on my right side are the right in the middle. So I'm gonna add to the right in the middle and braid. So you all can see from this direction. We're gonna do that again. It's gonna be the right side and the middle side. So I have my hand here facing this way just because that's how I braid, but I'll turn it so you all can see. It's gonna go in the middle of my hands, which will be my pointer and middle finger, and then on the right side, which is right here, between my ring finger and my middle finger. So again, my pointer and middle finger, and then my ring finger and middle finger. See? That's the ring, and then the other one is right here. And I take the hair and I braid down. Like you do a regular normal plait, you braid down.
We take the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself.
What's up, guys? I am back, and as you can see, I did a little face for you guys. If you hear that hissing sound in the back, that's me warming up water because I am going to dip my ends. But before I do any of that, I'm about to lay these edges. I'll be using the Edge Boost and the Shine Jam. I'll be using both of these for my edges. So
You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking.
I'm going to go ahead and cut my ends. So I hope you all can see me in the mirror. But basically what I do is just see, I cut them at an angle. And the reason I do this is I don't want those extra pieces that are randomly long. Like, it doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look neat or put together. And I don't like that. I'm standing up to dip my hair, and I'm using this kettle that I got from Amazon. I'll make sure to leave the link in the bottom below. But I'm just gonna dip my hair inside of this kettle right here.
Not my fault. You've been lying, saying that I took away your peace. Drowning by yourself, now you wanna blame me. Like.
So that concludes the end of this video. This is the final look of my hair. I'm so happy with it. At first when I was doing it, I was a little iffy because I thought the size was gonna be too big, but I actually do love my hair. I'm gonna do a 360 for you all just so you can see how it's looking. This is the front, the sides, the back. This is my hair. I'm so in love with it. I'm so happy that I did my hair. Now I don't have to do my hair for a few weeks, which is exciting. Love protective styles. I hope this video was helpful in any way. Let me know in the comment section below if you all like videos like this, me doing my hair, my natural hair tutorials, all that jazz. I would love to incorporate this a lot more because a lot of people always ask me, how do I do my hair? Honestly, I learned through YouTube, and if I can share the things I learned with others to help them on their journey of natural hair and how to do their own hair, I would love to do that. So let me know in the comment section below if you like this video. Make sure you also give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribing, what you doing? Be a part of the fam. Y'all really are a family. I love y'all so much. I thank you for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Love you guys.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place, 'cause the love you give, it can't be replaced.